life happened, you got some closed accounts on your report, don't worry, you don't gotta wait 7 to 10 years for it to fall off. I'm going to show you a secret to knock that thing off so you don't gotta wait 7 to 10 years. So sit back, relax, grab a pen, get some paper, get something to drink. We gonna get straight into it. So before we actually go back and forth with the credit bureaus, let me show you a strategy that can help you remove these negative items from your credit report, right? These closed accounts that's hurting your credit report, that's hurting your credit score. We're gonna attack it, all right? And I'm basically gonna walk you through that process. So here's what it looks like. So first thing first, what you wanna do is go get your report. The reason why is because we need the account name, which is right here, and the account number, and we also need the details that's within the account. What I mean by that, the date open, as you can see, is reported incorrectly. Last reported is not reported correctly. Date of last payment and date last active, right? As you can see, all the stuff is inconsistent on the report. And we need these details because what I'm about to show you is you're gonna take this information and complain with the CFPB, all right? So first things first, here's an example, an account. Now what you do next, what we wanna do now is go to the CFPB, all right? Now, if you don't have an account, because I know people are new to the channel, hey, just go ahead and create an account with the CFPB. Now, once you create an account, you're gonna put your information in, first name, last name, your details, and then once you verify your account, you're going to be in the back portal and it's going to be able to say submit a complaint. Now, once you're there, you click on it, you're going to be on a screen that looks similar to this, all right? Now, very important, you want to go down to the bottom and scroll all the way down to credit reported and then click on, scroll all the way down again and click on credit reported again, all right? Now, what we want to do is just click on next. Now, based off of this is based off of how we're going to create our complaint. So if you already submit a complaint with a CFPB, you can't do this process. Remember, you gotta wait, all right? When you already did something, just wait until you receive your investigation back. Wait until the investigation period is completed, and then you move on to try something else. But most importantly, we're gonna try this before we go letter for letter, back and forth with the credit bureaus, all right? So first things first, what you wanna do is click on improper use of your report, all right? Shared without consent, credit inquiries from unknown sources and others, all right? So reporting company use your report improperly, obtain or use for purposes that aren't allowed by the law. All right. So have you already tried to fix this problem? Either yes or no. Have you tried to fix this problem? Is it yes or is it no? If you have, you click on yes. If you haven't, then you click on no. Did you request information from this company? So we're going to click on no for right now because you probably haven't tried. But if you have, you can tell them what you did from there. All right. So everything's going to be important based off of what happened. All right. So I'm giving an example of like what you can do. All right. So everybody's going to be different because you look at your report different. You did different things. You sent the letter out. So you can basically tell everything, who, what, when, how, why, everything that happened when it came to disputing your accounts. All right. So first and foremost, I looked at my report back on February 28th, 2024, and noticed some things are incomplete and not accurate. And according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, whenever a consumer reporting agency prepares a consumer report, it shall follow reasonable procedures to ensure maximum possible accuracy of the information concerning the individual about whom the report relates. All right. So where do I get this law from? 15 USC 1681 EB. And you can read it yourself, and I'll have it pinned to the comments. You can go click on the link and actually read it. All right. But there's also more laws you can leverage to help you remove accounts from your credit report. But we're just leveraging this specific law for right now, so we can possibly, because as you know, everything isn't guaranteed when it comes to fixing your credit. All right. So I'm just letting you know that these accounts, so you want to find all the closed accounts that's hurting your credit score, anything that's hurting your report, that's holding your credit score back, any negative account, charge off, collection, anything that's holding your credit score back. All right. So these accounts, this is just an example, name an account and account number, and we just did that, are not complete and accurate. All right. So for an example, Capital One 51780, I put the account name right here, and I also put the account number, right? And then very important, the open date is not reported correctly. Date last active, date of last payment is not correct. This account is not accurate, all right? So basically, I just listed off all the details about that specific account. That's why I say it's very important to go to get your report and see all the inconsistent information on this report, all right? Now, grab all the information, whatever is not reported correctly, on this specific account, like if the balance is not reported correctly, the credit limit, everything that you see on this account is not reporting correctly, just say in the details within right here is not reporting correctly. All right. So open date, close, whatever, balance, anything that you can see on that specific account, if it's not reported correctly, as you can see, is inconsistent, you can go ahead and just list it off and just say this account is not accurate. All right. Now, just list all that details for all those closed accounts, right? And then from there, what you want to do next is what would be a fair resolution to this issue. Grab that account name and account number, right? And then from there, copy it and then scroll all the way down and tell them what you want to happen. All right. So and then from there, what we want to do now is just click on next. All right. Very important. Once you click on next, here's what we're going to do. All right. So what company is this complaint about? So remember, we're only going to be talking to either Experian, we're going to be talking to TransUnion, or we might be talking to Equifax. All right. Don't do the reason. All right. The reason why is because these negative accounts right here, for an example, share this tab instead. So for an example, these negative accounts might not be reporting on all 3 credit bureaus. All right. So you might have some accounts that's only reporting on 2 out of the 3. All right. So what you don't want to do is complain with the company and is not reported on Equifax or TransUnion. All right. Because you don't want another negative account reported on the other 2. All right. Now, I'm not saying it is, but just in case, whatever the case may be, just create 3 separate complaints. All right. So you want to create a complaint, one for only Experian. We want to create a complaint, one for only TransUnion, and then one for Equifax. All right. Very important to do. So once you do that, now what you want to do is, you understand that. Now what we want to do is find everybody. So let me go ahead and share this tab for you so you can see what's going on. So what I mean is look for, let's just say Experian. Let's look for Experian Information Services. Solutions, I'm sorry. Experian Information Solutions, or we're going to look for Equifax. So you're going to see, because some people don't know which one to click on, Equifax Information Services. And then from TransUnion, you want to just look them up. All right, so this is the one I like to use. And then from there, what we want to do now is just click on social, name as appeared, date of birth on your credit report. All right. Also, just input that information, name as appears on your report. All right. Do you want to complain with another company? Now, if all those negative accounts are on your report, right? Let's say all the ones that we basically talked about is reported on Experian, is reported on TransUnion, is reported on Equifax, then you will say yes. But if it's not, don't do it. All right. So if it's not reported on another, if it's not on Experian or TransUnion, Equifax, say no. All right. And then from there, here's what we're going to do next. After you click on next, what you're going to do next is review all your information. Make sure everything is complete and accurate. Make sure you filled out everything and then click on submit. Now, after you click on submit, what's going to happen is the CFPB is going to reach out to Experian, TransUnion, Equifax based off of who you complained with. All right. Now, usually it takes about 15 days, but sometimes Experian, TransUnion, or Equifax might ask for an additional 60 days. Now, I understand like 60 days. Usually it doesn't take 60 days. What happened is Experian, TransUnion, Equifax need to do an investigation. Now from there, they'll reach back out to you. So you have to keep updated within your portal to see when they actually reach back out. Now you might get some accounts removed. You might not get some accounts removed. All right. Don't be upset because you already know Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, hey, they be playing crazy sometimes. So what do you do next? So if your accounts come back verified, now what you want to do is go through the process of cleaning up your personal information. All right. If you already haven't done that, what you need to do is go to Experian, go to TransUnion or Equifax. All right. Now, what you're going to see is like sign up with a free account with them, and then from there, act like you're about to dispute. And what you're going to see is different variations of your first name, last name, address, and I'll pin to the comments, pin to the description of how you can clean up your personal information. But what you want to do now is once you clean it up and remove some of the stuff, because it's going to have different variations of things, all right? You want to send off your first letter, right? And this letter is basically telling Experian, TransUnion, Equifax to investigate the completeness and accuracy based off of 15 USC 1681 EB, the one we talked about, right? And then they're supposed to do an investigation. And then from there, once they do an investigation, they're going to respond back to you, all right? So it's going to take about 30 days for them to do the investigation, 5 days for them to send the stuff back to you. And then typically what happens is you might get some more accounts removed. You might not get some accounts removed. But from there, what you want to do next is actually ask them, how did they verify those accounts? Based off of the next law is 15 USC 1681 I-7, all right? You want to ask them, because if you look and notice and you compare reports, you're going to see some stuff that's not reported correctly, right? What I mean by that, like you saw earlier, where the open date last active, all that specific is like all that stuff is supposed to be reported correctly. It's supposed to be 100% accurate, all right? So they're supposed to update, modify, and sometimes when you get the investigation back, they're going to say, hey, we updated, we modified things, but what did they update? What did they modify? All right, and you want to know what they update, what they modify, because that's what they said on the actual investigation. So you want to know. So what you do now is create another letter asking them to investigate. Well, you would create another letter, not asking, but you create another letter asking them for the description of how they investigated that specific account that you sent out before. All right. And then from there, they're supposed to send that back to you within 15 days. Typically, they don't respond back in 15 days, which is another violation. And if that happens, you want to watch this video right here, and I'll walk you through the entire process of what you need to do to knock the credit bureaus out. All right. Now, if you don't have the credit monitoring, I'll have the link in the description for you to go ahead and get that dollar trial for 7 days so you can see all the incomplete and inconsistent information. All right. Now I'll see you in the next video.